Some crystals, and particularly quartz crystal balls, have naturally occurring rainbows inside of them. What we're looking at here is a large, clear crystal ball that has a rainbow light box under it. So between the computer and the light box and the 200 miniature bulbs, we can create all kinds of different color effects inside of the quartz. It's not quite the same as the natural holograms that occur, but it sure is beautiful both in the light and in a dark room. This particular crystal, at almost 300 pounds, came from a giant stone that probably weighed close to 2 tons before they started cutting it. Sometimes the stones break in the ground from the earthquake, and sometimes they're damaged when they're mining them and pulling them out of the ground. So those large pieces are carved down into different types of sculptures, crystal balls, and also large polished points. In this case, we have this enormous sphere, probably the largest clear sphere I've ever seen, and perhaps the largest clear one you've ever seen. It has lovely patterns inside of it. Those miniature cracks are called fissures, or sometimes feathers. And it also has a little bit of water vapor and microscopic gas bubbles that are trapped inside, and they look like waves or mist. It's very unusual to find one this big. I feel very fortunate that it came to me. And because of its size and rarity, something like this would probably run up in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. There are larger ones that occasionally get clear, sometimes ice clear, and those can run into the millions of dollars. But the smaller ones that you can hold in your hand are much more realistic. Figure on paying anywhere from, if you get a wholesale deal, $40 a pound up to maybe $100 a pound for crystal balls. Quartz crystal balls of this size and clarity are practically unheard of. I've been in the crystal business for almost 30 years now, and this is by far the best of the big ones that I've ever seen. It's about 95% clear and has beautiful inclusions, almost all of which create holographic rainbows down inside the crystal. I've spent weeks and weeks photographing inside of here and taken hundreds of pictures of the natural rainbows. Now, there's something a little unusual about a big clear crystal ball. It's very hard to judge their size. The actual width, the diameter on this ball, is 13.5 inches. But when you look into it, everything is reflected and magnified in the back of the crystal, and because of that it looks much, much larger from the inside. In fact, from certain angles it looks like it goes on forever.